Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Dragon Star Productions here, back with another video. And in this video, it's going to be one of my favorite videos that I have written myself. And it is, what if Frost got his revenge on Frieza? And before I can even start this video, I have to go back and give a little backstory. In the Tournament of Power, Frost and Frieza began to build an alliance. This was built because Frieza got his eye drawn to Frost. Very similar because they were the same race, the same type of people, so you're going to get drawn to that. Anyhow, the two began later on in the tournament, after they met each other, to begin reaching into higher forms. This was after Frieza betrayed Gohan with attacking him, or so we thought. This ended up just being a plan before Frieza powered up into his golden form and then knocked Frost out of the ring. And now, after Android 17's wish to bring back all the universes and Frieza being alive thanks to Whis, and knowing after the Broly movie that Frieza is still out there and that he still has a plot in and he's still thinking and that he's still out there in space, and knowing after all, you know, he did do a lot of people dirty in the Tournament of Power, but what if he runs into Frost, coming back for his revenge after his betrayal? How does Frieza retaliate? Does Frost have any tricks up his sleeves? Now, let's take a moment to subscribe and like this video, and for more like it, go ahead and comment down below and let me know. Now, let's get right into the story. Frieza leaving the fight with Broly, finding his plan to get back at those damn monkeys for his failure once again. He's in the dumps, in space, contemplating his next move or what he's going to do to get his revenge. Frieza believes training could be his only option, so he enters a training center on one of his ships. Frieza gets his minions to fight him in groups at a time and puts himself through hardcore situations just to improve the strengths of his golden form. This goes on for months on end as Frieza's form continues to grow in power. However, a smaller ship, similar to Frieza's ship, comes crashing into the side of it. In comes men with silver-decked armor attacking Frieza's men. They begin to damage and weaken the army until Frieza himself even noticed. Frieza comes out of the training center and starts beaming and one-shotting the intruders to the ship, and then comes out rushing out to see his Universe 6 counterpart, Frost. Frost then slaps Frieza's strongest men to the ground with his tail. Now, Frieza, I know I'm not who you expected, but like you, I seek revenge. But not on some stupid little monkey, but on you. Frieza then begins to laugh. That joke was quite funny, as if you're powerful enough to beat a Lord Frieza. Then I should cause you to pay for even using such my name in dishonor. You are one of me. You should bow to my feet, wishing that I don't kill you like I've done many before me. This isn't a tournament with rules. I could kill you. Don't you understand this, weakling? Frost then claps back with Frieza, like you, I have trained for months on end, constantly since you showed me your new power of Golden, and I wish to use the same form to kill you. After popping up back in my planet alone, trained and improved my techniques, learning my true abilities, my instincts, focused on my powers, and in search of punishing you, a sick list of my own kind. Not that me killing you makes me a hero, but it would make me happy and bring joy to my face. And I know a smile would begin to smudge upon my face, seeing you weak and broken down. Now, be aware that I'm a bit more sneaky than you. Frieza again laughs at Frost. Before Frieza could speak, Frost had already disappeared. His ship then left Frieza, thinking Frost had left Frieza's ship begins to walk around when Frost drops down and poisons Frieza and then throws him out of his own ship. Frost starts to massacre the leftover soldiers that are left on Frieza's ship, then walks over into Frieza's training room and the ship flies off. A stranded Frieza. Frieza alone in space is once again isolated from everyone, without any planets in sight that are even capable of stability. Frieza floats along space, thinking in his thoughts that this could be training for his golden form, due to the concentration. Except for once in a long time, Frieza's main concern wasn't on Goku. It was on a more sly and sneaky and more cunning opponent that could sneak up on him at any point in time and easily kill him if he trains and is able to form and is able to build the power like he does. So Frieza continues to float along in space, gaining more power in his golden form, such as he did in Hell when he had to focus. Frost continues to train on the new conquered Frost Army ship. He hasn't left the room since the altercation with Frieza. This means that he hasn't left the room in months. More than 11 months that he's been sitting here. Sometimes he gets the men to come in there just like Frieza did. However, he doesn't fight back. Sometimes he remains to be beaten just so he can break limits, similar to what the Saiyans do, wondering if it would work for him. And it does. Frost powers begin to skyrocket more and more as he comes back from the verge of death. However, he restrains his true power so that Frieza won't be able to sense his power right away. Frieza finds a planet that looks well worth and developed to service his needs. He floats down to find a small little village. The village had many little people that favored humans, but most of them had a little bit stronger of an aura. This meaning that they were stronger than normal humans. Some were really high. Some even matched some of his soldiers, so this excited Frieza, knowing that destroying this village and slaughtering the village men and women and children and animals would be similar to the training on his ship. Except, he got to push it just a little bit further. Frieza got to get his hands dirty. He got to slice the throat of people. He got to kill, something that he hasn't got to do in a very long time. Frieza takes his hands and just starts smacking the smaller, weaker people in the village. The people scream to help and they cry for answers. They've never seen such a beast like Frieza, and especially just crash down onto their planet. Frieza then walks up to a man blocking his wife and 3 kids. The man's a bigger build, looks like he studied martial arts. The hair stood taller than Frieza himself. He had a heavy build of hair that kind of stood similar to a Saiyan, so that instantly reminded Frieza. And Frieza, knowing this wasn't a Saiyan, he simply takes one hand and sticks it through the man and twists his hand as the blood drips down the man's stomach, down his legs, dripping onto the ground. The women and the kids are crying and screaming in the disbelief and the scared of the one person that they thought could protect him is now dead. Frieza then laughs. "Oh, you thought I was done." Frieza takes his hand through the man and he sends out beams out of all his fingers, excluding his thumb, to stick right into the hearts of the remaining family members. Frieza states, "Such weaklings shouldn't be alive, no how." Frieza then continues to train by demolishing the village, killing the people one by one without damage, destroying the houses and buildings and anything left in sight. The forests, the animals. Frieza then flies up from the planet and then laughs. He begins to build up a huge attack, and then he just looks back and just sends it towards the planet once, blowing it up completely to ashes, similar as he did Vegeta, and then floats along as if nothing ever happened. Frost's powers continues to rise. Although he suppresses it greatly, it continues to grow more and more each day. And the more and more it grows, the more and more likely that Frieza is able to catch it. And Frieza carries on with another training by massacres on another planet. Eventually gets a huge spike of dark energy. That actually reminds him of himself a lot. So Frieza darts out into space, sending a destructive blast behind him to blow up the planet into tiny rocks, and then rushes towards the power that he just felt, powering up on the way to the power. Frost then quickly realizes the power rushing towards him and suppresses all of his energy, and then orders his men to fight Frieza. All of the army flies out of the ship, meeting Frieza, all trying to blast him. Frieza simply dodging all of the attacks, throwing them off one by one into each other. And then aside from his kicks and punches causing the men to fall through space, Frieza sends a blast multiple men's chests, causing them to lose lives. Frieza reaches the ship. "You bastard!" Frieza screams and throws a huge dye missile attack to wipe out the rest of the remaining army that stands in front of him in the ship. Frieza then darts into the ship, blasts the remaining guards that stand in front of the training center, and then he darts into the door. Nothing is different. However, he can't feel the energy of Frost whatsoever, as if he never came on to the ship in the first place. Frieza walks through the training room. This is truly the ultimate test for Frieza, this being because he is able to use his full power to eliminate an enemy in his form of setting. This is his structure that he built based off of his training. Although Frost has been learning to adapt in all kinds of environments, so it's very possible that Frieza doesn't have the upper hand like we think that he may have. So, all of a sudden, some fruit fall out of a tree, like the one Frieza swung in from hell. Frieza then picks up the fruit and takes a bite. Frost comes diving out of the tree, his head right into the gut of Frieza, this causing Frieza to tremble into his knees, spitting up a slimy saliva and even blood. Frost then follows with a headbutt with a kick into the stomach. Frost starts to repeatedly kick Frieza in the stomach. Frieza continues to scream and spit up blood. Frieza was even resorted out of his final form to his base form. Frieza was weakened and more beat than we've probably ever seen him since the Goku fight. And then Frieza then begins to grab Frost's legs and push him off. "Oh, you still have some fight in you," Frost laughs at Frieza. Frieza replies, "You think you can dare sneak attack an emperor? You think you could dare make me lose? I am Lord Frieza. I am the greatest of all the universes, and I am specially better than my spineless, weaker, sneaky universe counterpart." Frieza stands from the ground, and he has one leg crippled. Frieza charges from his first form straight into Golden. Frieza angry rushes at Frost. Frost, not being able to hide the hit, is hit straight back through the tree. Frieza then darts right back at the attack by smacking Frieza with his tail. Get up now!" Frieza yells at Frost. Frost starts slowly to build his composure, and Frieza just blasts him right back down to the ground. Frost, now the one laying defenseless, states, "That's all I needed. Thank you." Frost then slides out of range of Frieza and begins to charge his power. The aura around him begins to flash between blue, gray, and a bigger golden form. Frost's body begins to get burst bigger, similar as he does when he grows into his larger form. His arms begin to grow larger, his legs more defined and stronger, his shoulders more broad. Frieza stands in amazement as watching this happen. Then all of a sudden the power just disappears to instantly shoot up, and there stood Frost. Perhaps not first, but this is my version. I am Golden Frost. Alright, you guys, that's been the video. I really hope you enjoy, and I plan on making a part 2. And I really hope that y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon to see the latest video coming out. Alright, see you later, guys. Alright, you guys, this has been Dragonstar Productions. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and turn on that bell icon for more updates and more video posts. Alright, you guys, I'll catch you guys in part 2 of this video, and I'll see you guys later.